Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So today's CNEC practice is about finding balance. Just have your props handy and bring yourself close to the chair. Bring your feet maybe underneath the chair if it has a back. And bring your chair closer to you so that you make sure that your knees land right over the hips. If you need support under the head, remember you can always place a blanket or a block under your head. Adjust your head, sometimes bringing the hands or the fingertips at the base of the head, lifting a little bit and tucking the chin just slightly. It helps to elongate the back of the neck. However, you want to make sure that it's not flat on the floor. Just a little bit of a curve is fine. Allow your shoulder blades to move towards each other and then pull them back and down and bring your hands by your sides, palms facing up. If you know that your knees flare when you get into relaxation, you can take the strap or your scarf and wrap it around or pass it around your thighs to keep them fist to 2 fist distance apart. Relax your hands, close your eyes, and just take a few moments here, checking in with the body, making any subtle adjustments that you need to make, maybe moving the head side to side, stretching the sides of the neck, and finally finding that perfect spot at the back of the head that will support the cervical spine in alignment with the rest of the spine. Relax your jaw, relax your face, and then bring the awareness down to your feet. And visualize your toes being infused with relaxation. Some of you like visualization, so you can picture some energy moving into your body. You can color this energy in any way you want. Have a bit of space between your teeth, between your lips. Your eyelids are softly closed. Don't tense the muscles around your eyes. And then watch the breath for a few moments. Apayapa pranayama, breath awareness. Without controlling, just notice. Now, still without controlling your breath, bring your thumbs inside your fist. Close your hands into soft fists. Adi Mudra. And observe. Take one more breath in Adi Mudra. Relax your hands. Observe the energy that runs through your hands. Some of you will notice like if you were holding a ball of energy in your hands. Some of you might notice the energy already flowing through the center of your palms or the eyes of the hands. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, close your fists, but keep your thumbs out. Notice if that changes again the pattern of your breath. Urdhva Merudanda Mudra, it's more energizing than Adi Mudra. So you may notice that the quality of your inhalation changes. It becomes maybe a little fuller. And you might notice that it fills up more towards the chest, side ribs, and upper back. You want a firm but relaxed mudra. Don't tense your fingers too much. Keep your thumbs extended. One more breath. Release your hands. Observe. Observe your energy. And you might feel the urge to move. If you can breathe through that urge, do that. If you are in pain, however, or so uncomfortable that that's the only thing you can think of, then please do adjust. Otherwise, maybe use the body sensation as your main focus. Body sensations are great to anchor the mind. We're going to go into a little meditation in motion as we continue to balance the hips and shoulders. As you inhale, extend your fingers and thumbs. Open your hands. Keep your shoulders and rest of the arms relaxed. You don't need to extend your elbows. Now, as you exhale, close your hands into Adi Mudra, thumb inside the palm. Wrap with your fingers. Inhale, extend your fingers, open your hands. Exhale, Urdhva Merudanda Mudra. Close your fist with your thumb outside. Inhale, open. Adi Mudra, exhale. Protective energy all around you. Inhale, open. Exhale, courageous, victorious energy as you close your fist and keep your thumbs extended. Continue at your own pace. You're going to open on the inhalation and close with your mudra on the exhalation, switching mudras with every breath. Instead of trying to think what hand goes next, see if you can feel it. When you wrap your thumb with your fingers, you will notice that it's still energy hovering on that thumb. So when it's time to do the other mudra, you will know because your thumb will let you know. We'll do one more round. So we started with Adi Mudra, bringing the thumb in, and we finish with Urdhva Merudanda Mudra with the thumb out. Release and observe. Don't let your mind wander. Now we're going to do one more exercise using our mudras. This is going to challenge your mind a little bit, which is really good. We'll create new pathways from the brain to our limbs. So as you inhale, extend your fingers, open your palms. And as you exhale, right hand goes into Adi Mudra, left hand goes into Merudanda, Urdhva Merudanda Mudra. As you inhale, extend your hands. And as you exhale, left hand goes into Adi Mudra, right hand goes into Urdhva Merudanda Mudra. So easier to remember. Inhale, open. Exhale, right thumb in, left thumb out. Inhale, open. Exhale, left thumb in, right thumb out. Find your rhythm, your alternate mudras, switching hands. Don't let your mind wander. One more round. And we finish when the left thumb goes in and the right thumb out. Release your mudras when you finish with your rounds. Observe. Notice how your mind reacted to it, how your body reacted. Are you tense? Can you let go now? So probably by now you are ready to move on. And we're gonna bring the awareness down to the feet, wiggle your toes and fingers, move your feet side to side, and be mindful as you move your chair out of the way. And you might get your blanket. And then extend your legs, bring your hands by your side. So as soon as you extend your leg, you might notice there is a lift on the thoracic spine, the upper back, and you want to let the rib cage drop. So the way to easily do that without putting too much demand on the back body is by tucking the tailbone, so you can bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your bum, and then extend your legs and then let go. The other thing you can do, that's not gonna bring all the tension into the upper body. But the other thing you can do is throw your blades together, pull them down, and then release your shoulders on the floor. And take a few moments here and pay attention what your body is doing. Are your legs touching the floor, the back of the legs? Are they evenly touching the floor? Are your toes flaring out to the sides or they're pointing forward? What are your hips doing? Your toes will let you know. Is it one foot flaring more than the other? And you might try to look with the inner eye, with the third eye, and not with the physical eye. So scanning the body and just trying to figure out where the body is in space. How does your head and neck feel? Do you feel like you're relaxing the upper body, or you're bringing all the tension up? Breathe deeply. We've done the next one in the past, as some of you have. Bring your legs close together and see if your toes can point forward. Bring your hands by your hips, palms facing down. Now, as you take your next inhalation, circle your arms into a snow angel motion. Keep your toes pointing, stretch your body, then flip your palms up. Maybe let your palms face one another, maybe let them touch. And point your toes and point your fingertips away from each other. And when you are ready, exhale, flex your feet, circle your arms back down by your hips, palms facing down, pressing your whole body against the floor. Inhale deeply, point your toes, fill up your tummy. Circular motion with the arms going into full rotation, maybe palms face or touch, depending what feels right. Keep stretching toes and fingers away from each other, moving the rib cage away from the hips. And when you are ready, exhale, flex your feet, circle your arms back, palms face down. So we go from internal rotation of the shoulder into external rotation. Pointing the toes as you inhale, and your palms meet at the top. Maybe they can just face, depending what the shoulders are saying. Pull your fingertips and your toes away from each other. And when you're ready, exhale, flex your feet, press your body down onto the floor, circle your arms by your hips, palms face down again. Let's do 5 of those at our own pace. Don't let your mind wander. Those of you who are familiar with Kumbhaka and you want to work with Kumbhaka, you are welcome to do that. Kumbhaka is the pause at the top of the inhalation. We can pause for 1 or 2 counts, can be a very, very mild pause. And that starts working with your lungs, strengthening your lungs so they can work to its fullest capacity. If you have high blood pressure, heart condition, eye pressure, or even a headache, or your sinuses are blocked, don't bother with holding the breath. Also, if you suspect of being pregnant, do not hold the breath. Pull rib cage away from the hips. And when you are done with your 5 rounds, you can relax your feet, your hands, observe. Some of you might notice that when you flex and point, your feet don't work equally. Some of you notice that you have more range of motion on one arm than the other. Or just paying attention what your body was telling you throughout the movement. And here in the pause is where we listen to those messages. Observe. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And as you inhale, wiggle your toes and fingers. Maybe move your feet side to side. Bend your knees and maybe move your knees side to side. If you would like, hug them and rock side to side. That feels really nice on your back. Awesome. When you are ready, bring your footstools back to the floor. And if you want, you can have your strap handy. Have your feet on the ground, your toes and your knees point straight forward. You can adjust your pelvis, so having a little bit of a tuck, so resting the sacrum and the lumbar spine on the ground. Rotate your shoulders back and down. Bring your hands by your sides for a few moments. Have your strap handy. And when you're ready, bring that left leg up, flex your foot, and feel that extension of the leg. Now, you don't want to have a bend on the knee this time. So usually I say have a bend of the knee, not this time. Really press your knee away from you. Breathe deeply. Flex your foot as much as you can. So some of us, by doing that, will notice that it's too much, having the leg too high. So instead of bending the knee so that the mind it's pleased and says, oh, look at how high my leg goes. We're going to let go of the picture, and instead we're going to move the foot away from the body and towards the front until we can have that full extension of the leg. And then we're going to breathe there. And notice how your ilisoas, your that connection of your leg with your pelvis, with the hips, how that muscle, how it just starts talking to you. You also are going to start working with the hamstring, breathing deeply. You can rest your hands on your pelvis or on your rib cage. Especially do your rib cage if you know that you have the tendency to let it pop forward. Breathe. Now as you inhale, toes turn out to the left. Exhale, turn toes in to the right. 10 of those. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Find your rhythm. And as you do this, your opposite leg is going to try to help. So what you want to make sure is that the right knee is pointing forward. Don't let it flare. That your right foot is active, so your toes might be lifted, and maybe pressing the heel and the ball of the foot down so that your arch gets active. It's like a doorknob, your foot, and you're opening and closing, and that movement comes right from the head of the femur or the thigh bone, and it moves right into your hip socket. And if you have a very wide rotation of your hip, turning your toes in is not going to be that easy, vice versa, and that's okay. Just pay attention. When you already come back to center, rest your foot on the floor. Now you can extend your legs just to release. You can get yourself a little massage with the edges of your hands. We used to do a lot of these massages with Friedel after doing any exercise. It's really good for the lymphatic system. And when you're ready to release, Friedel is my teacher, by the way, for those who haven't heard me talk about her, which is not really very likely because I always talk about her, but so we're gonna bring the toes and the knees about fist distance apart. And once again, tug your tailbone if you need to. Make sure that your ponytail is not on the way like my mini braid is. And when you're ready, bring that right leg up, flex your foot. And then once again, you're gonna find full extension of your knee, even if your leg is not looking the way you want it. So don't bring your leg too high and then bend the knee. Instead, move your leg, whatever that is, you need to move it until you truly get full extension. Flexing the foot, feeling the stretch through your Achilles tendon, through your calf, feeling your hip flexor already maybe talking to you. Relax your rib cage on the floor. Left knee points straight ahead. Left foot is active, so your toes are lifted and you're pressing through the heel and the ball of the foot. So when you are ready, toes out on the inhalation. Don't let your head flare, your leg flare. Just keep it right in front of the hip bone. And as you exhale, turn your toes in. So notice if your foot wants to do that, if your whole leg wants to do that. Sorry, you want to make sure the movement comes right from the thigh bone. We do 10 of those. You want to keep the flexion happening from the ankle rather than just from the toes. So the whole foot. And so each leg has different extension of the hamstring, has different range of motion. And do pay attention to that. What is easier for you to bring your toes out or bring your toes in? And these exercises are meant to derotate your hips and actually all your joints so that you can find balance. Once again, that's what we're doing today. We're finding balance. So hopefully you are counting. When you are done with your 10 rounds, you're gonna slowly come back to center and release your foot. Maybe extend your legs, and if you did your massage, you're gonna go around where you feel not right at the bone, but in between. And just be gentle. And take a few moments, observe. When you are ready, you're gonna bend your knees and bring your foot soles on the floor and have that left ankle over the right thigh. Flex your foot. It's important that your foot remains flexed. Don't keep it relaxed. Try not to let it point. So toes back towards your knee. And without using your hands, push that left knee away from you, just enough you feel that nice stretch on the left hip flexor. All right, now from here, you may bring that right knee towards the chest. You can interlace your fingers behind your leg. Even if you're super flexible, don't go for the shin. Try to keep your right leg at a 90-degree angle. Some of us will better off with a strap, pass it behind your legs. So this can give you extra space and comfort, and you still get a deep, deep stretch. So pay attention what works for you. So there's nothing wrong with using the props. They're not crutches. Actually, the props can help us to find that center and to engage all those muscles that would normally not engage if we weren't using them. So this is great because then now you get to engage your shoulders to draw your blades together and to use your arm muscles to help your leg to come closer. So whatever works for you, really getting those shoulders into its sockets, whether with the strap or not. Flexing the left foot, maybe flex both feet actually. Push your left knee away from the body, use your hip muscles and use your arm muscles to push your knee in. Find the stretch that will work for you and breathe here. Spread your toes maybe. Whole body is active. And when you are ready, with control, release your foot on the floor. Bring your hands out to the sides at a T position and rotate your pelvis towards the right so that your left foot sole touches the floor. Keep the same leg position so we're not crossing the legs tight together. We keep that space between the legs. We rest the ankle on the thigh and then we go on to spinal twist, pelvic rotation, sorry. That will still give you a spinal twist. But some of us might not feel comfortable bringing the foot all the way to the floor, or you notice that the opposite shoulder leaves the ground. If that's the case, if you have a blanket, a cushion, or something that where you can rest your foot sole and your knee even, you can do that. Make sure the opposite shoulder remains on the floor. Those of you who are comfortable, bring the foot sole on the ground. Whatever surface you are resting your foot sole, you want to press it down and push your knee away from the body. And once again, using your hip muscles, not your hands. Gaze can be up or towards the left, and breathe. If you haven't, engage your left shoulder blade. Don't let the shoulder come off the floor. But although you're putting the mat on the lower body, we are addressing as well the upper body. So we want to awaken the muscles of the upper back. You want the mid-trap to be engaged so that your shoulder blade is retracting and your shoulder stays grounded. Don't let your shoulders come up to your ears. On your next breath, bring yourself back to center and release your foot down. Take a few moments, adjust. You can wiggle. It feels good. And when you are ready, bring that right leg up and cross your ankle and push your knee away. Once again, foot is flexed to protect the knee. Spread the toes. Bottom foot is active. We take a moment and we breathe. Each side will feel different. So when you are ready, you might bring that left knee towards the chest, and you can either use your hands and place them under your leg. Both feet are active. If this is not available, use the strap. And if still feels like no thank you, you can rest your foot on the floor and still work by pressing your knee away from the body and work from here. Well, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, as you activate this right leg, feel the stretch. So we do this resistance where the right knee pushes away and the arms push the left knee in. Another thing you can think of is press your tailbone onto the floor and notice how the stretch intensifies. Keep your shoulders into its sockets. Engage your upper back, your shoulder blades. Make sure you are breathing deeply and you're still allowing that right knee to push away as you push that left thigh closer. When you are ready, release your foot sole on the floor. Bring your arms out to the sides at a T position, shoulder blades together, and when you are ready, rotate your pelvis to the left until your foot sole reaches either the floor or you can place a prop under the right foot sole. Press your foot sole onto whatever surface you have chosen and draw your blades together. Your blades together. Your gaze can be up or towards the right. Relax your jaw and breathe. And remember, push the knee away from the body, but keep your foot sole flat on the floor, so don't let your foot sole let the ground, even if you're quite flexible. So we're creating some resistance here. Foot, thigh, glute are working together. We're not torquing the knee, so make sure you don't feel any pinching sensation on your knee. And you are drawing the blade on the right side in towards the center of the back to keep your shoulder grounded and your neck protected. Breathe deeply. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And with control, when you are ready, come back to center on your next breath and release your foot. Maybe wiggle your body, maybe bring your knees in, and maybe rock side to side. Extend both legs when you are ready. Be still, watch your breath. Awesome. When you are ready, you're gonna bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, move onto your favorite side, and take a few moments here. Relax your jaw, your face. And we're gonna use the top hand to help ourselves up onto a seated position. Now, for the next one, you want to have your blanket. Actually, you know what? Have two blankets. If you have two blankets, have two blankets instead, because we're gonna be moving the knees and you need extra padding. So you can go towards the mat. I'm gonna face you for now so that you can see what's happening from this view. So you want to have about fist or 2 fist distance between the knees. Walk your hands forward so that you find your tabletop position. And then walk your hands wide apart, just comfortably wide, still in tabletop position. Take a few moments here, and maybe your fingertips will gonna point towards the upper corners of the mat, your middle finger, let's say, and your thumb are still trying to move towards each other. The pinky is not overly extended, so watch for that. And try to bring your shoulders in line or right in between your wrists. Your knees are going to be slightly behind your hips, so now I'm going sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. So your hands are wider like the mat or maybe even wider. So it really depends what works for the shoulders. Then shift your weight forward so that your shoulders are right in between your wrists. Your thumbs are pointing one another, your tailbone is rising, and you're going into a shoulder dip or a shoulder dip, and your neck goes, your chest, I have it backwards, your chest goes down and your head dangles. Breathe deeply and feel the squeeze between your blades. Press the hands down towards the floor. Your elbows are fully extended for this one. If you hyperextend and your elbows, the eyes of the elbows pop forward, then micro bend your elbows to prevent that hyperextension. If not, extend them. Make sure your hands are not sliding like mine. It's important. Be safe. Tailbone up, belly drops, blades together, head dangles. So your hips are slightly in front of the knees. Your feet are active, pressing down onto the floor. If it's okay for the neck, you move it side to side. If it's too much to have it your head down, keep your gaze forward. And your body's gonna start retracting, so you want to keep pushing your shoulders right in between your wrists to the best of your ability. You're not in a half plank, you guys. So if you find that you are engaging your core here, then you have gone too far forward. So you want to be able to rest your tummy. We are in, like if you have horses, you might recognize this term. We are in getting the back into a lordosis. So you want a sway back. And when you are ready, with control, push your shoulder blades away from each other. Bring your fingertips to point forward. Walk towards the back. If your knees allow, sit back on your heels. Round your back. Stack your fists, forehead down. If your knees don't allow, walk towards the front of the mat. Try to round your back still and rest your forehead down. Whichever works for you, we're trying to create roundness of the back this time. When you are ready, bring your hands under the shoulders and slowly push yourself up. Now, I'm gonna face you again. We're gonna have the knees together this time. You can stay facing on the same direction. I just need you to see my knees. You want your knees touching, your feet touching, press them down, and walk onto your tabletop position. This time you don't have to walk your hands further forward. You can have just tabletop. So that means that you first stack your hips over the knees and your shoulders over the wrists, and then walk your hands wider and maybe move your fingertips towards the outer edges of the mat or sideways. Awesome. Now when you are ready, we're gonna send the hips to the right and center and to the left. And inhale. Press your thighs against each other. Make sure you have well padding in between your knees. Notice how your shoulders act when you do this shifting. Notice if you have the tendency to go farther on one side than the other. Try to balance. And you're gonna go to the side so that it feels right for you. Your elbows are bent, extended, unless you hyperextend, you micro-bend. And then you may start stacking knees and going sideways. You want to work with your shoulder blades, so the scapula. Feel the stretch through the hip as you let it sink to one side, back to center as you inhale, exhale to the other side. We'll do one more on each side. And come back to center. You may bring your knees together or apart, sit back comfortably, forehead down, and breathe. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale, and as you exhale, push yourself up. Walk onto your tabletop, curl the toes under, including the pinky, so sometimes you have to actually tuck it in. And this time you're gonna bring your hands close to your knees and bring the top of the hands on the floor and breathe. Now from here, we might bring the body into circles, little weight on the hands. You guys watch it. Be very, very mindful. Press your fingers onto the floor, and we're gonna rotate on the other way. So we do the same amount of rounds, one way and the other. And when you are ready, you're gonna come back to center. So you can do 3, 4, or 5 rounds. Those of you who feel that you can go a little farther, you can walk your hands a little further forward to stretch deeper. Now when you're ready, you might start moving your fingertips away from each other and maybe bring them to face one another. Little weight on the hands. Put more weight back on your feet, which your toes are not gonna like, but it's a really good stretch for the foot soles. If you have plantar fasciitis, this is really good stretch. And when you're ready, you're gonna curl the fingers in, flat palms on the floor, walk towards your tabletop, rest your elbows on the floor, and bring your feet off the ground, wiggle your toes, extend them and tense them as you wiggle them, and curl them. And again, wiggle them, and curl them, and once more extend them and wiggle and curl them and tap as fast as you can, even faster, maybe faster, and release. Whew. The bucket is already out. So you're gonna walk towards the back and shift towards your heels. If you have knee problems, don't bother about this. Come up onto your heels, onto your standing position. Bend your knees comfortably and rest your tummy towards your thighs. High blood pressure, keep your head above the chest. Otherwise, maybe allow your body to go closer to the thighs. If you're comfortable down here, we stay here for a few moments and breathe. If you like, you can bring your shoulders over the hips. Relax your arms by your sides. Inhale, maybe, either on your squat or on your heels, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, flip your palms out, reach up. Exhale, palms away and down. You can do this if you are standing on a squat, you guys. You'll still get the benefit from it. And exhale. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, down. When you're ready, hands on the floor, gracefully or like me, And release the weight on the feet. Put your props aside. Bend your knees. If you were already here, bend your knees more. Hands on your thighs. Come halfway. Draw your navel in. Pull it up. Lift the toes. Look at your feet. So you want to have about fist distance between the big toes and the knees. Engage your bum and walk your hands up. Shoulders back and down. Palms face forward. Finding your center of gravity. So you want to make sure that once you find your Tadasana, you want your knees, your toes pointing forward. Put the weight onto the outer edges of your feet and then press the toe mount onto the floor. Then try to relax your toes on the ground, but don't let them grip. Notice how that engages your body differently. If you're, once your toes are down and you notice that your arches are collapsing, lift the toes again and try to distribute the weight on the balls of the feet and put more weight on the heels. Squeeze your buttocks. Relax the toes if that's working out for you. Balance your pelvis so pubic bone and hip bones are at the same level and parallel to the wall or perpendicular to the floor if you don't have a straight wall in front of you. Palms face forward. Observe. Notice if you are able to close your eyes and if you feel safe doing so. Once your joints stacked properly, you'll be able to stay here with no problem. If you feel wobbly or you feel like you're gonna really fall, go by the wall and try to find your center. Now press your heels, feet down, and as you inhale, palms face out, reach up. And as you exhale, palms touch, side bend to your right, shoulders down. Now the side bend is very, very minimum, and you may close your eyes. Imagine like if you were against the wall, but we're not gonna go against the wall. Pull your fingertips away and towards the top, and keep pulling your shoulders in. Activate your feet. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bend to your left. Keep your palms touching. Notice what your shoulders are doing. Notice what your neck is doing. Relax your neck. If you need to bend your elbows to prevent pain, that's okay, but notice that your body needs to do that. It's okay if it does. Just observe that it does. Not to judge or criticize, just to understand what the body's doing. Next time you inhale, bring yourself back to center. And as you exhale, bring your hands together in Namaste, shoulders back and down. Notice how your feet are. If they're already collapsing, when your feet collapse in, your knees will collapse in. So remember, those are active and pressing through the outer edges of the feet and the toe mount. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms down as you inhale, and reach your hands up. Hold the pose, push your palms up, as high up. You can keep your gaze forward and close your eyes if you're comfortable closing your eyes. If you are okay by lifting the gaze between the hands, you may do that. Some of you might actually close the eyes here. If you start feeling that you're losing your balance, you're not stacking your joints, and so something is out of place. So sometimes what happens is that the tailbone goes back, and then we hinge forward. So we're trying to get ourselves into that place of center. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And inhale, gaze forward, push, and exhale, release your hands down. Shoulders back and down, shake the tension off. We are done. We're gonna go back down onto the floor, no fancy way. You can have your pillow or your bolster under the knees. You can have your extra blankets for extra support under your head. Find your way onto your butterfly position, supported or not. Foot soles touch, knees flare. Pubic bone and hip bones are balanced. Rib cage are grounded. And then relax your hands by your sides. Notice the way your hips and shoulders feel. Notice the quality of your breath. If you like Japanese meditation, you can go into it now. Those of you new to Japanese meditation, bring your arms to the sky, roll your shoulders in to its sockets, and balance your arms here on the air. You don't want to keep your arms tense. You want to really relax and let go. So what's keeping your arms up is gravity. So once again, we're finding our balance. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Japanese meditation is just a very gentle way to turn the energy around instead of going onto a headstand. We still allow the blood to rush down right towards the heart, giving it a little break so it doesn't have to work as hard to get some blood. Relax your jaw, relax your face. If there is any particular area of your body that is talking to you, you can guide your prana there. Imagine the energy going to this area, infuse it with prana and relaxation. And when you exhale, think of the energy that doesn't serve you anymore, whether it's tension, an ache, pain, anything, just let it go through your nostrils as you exhale. If it is a thought that is in your mind that is not letting you, you're not able to let it go, send prana to that thought. Just visualize the energy surrounding the thought, that image that you keep holding on your mind, or the narrative that you have in your mind. And when you exhale, visualize this image or these words leaving your consciousness. And notice the lightness of your body, of your mind, of your breath. You can stay in Japanese meditation for as long as you need. If you need to pause the video and return to this pose and stay there for longer, you're welcome to do so. And when you are ready, with control, bring your hands down towards the floor very slowly. Bring your knees up and extend your legs on the floor or on your bolster or pillow. And once again, we're going to use the body sensations as our main focus as the blood rushes down. You are welcome to stay here on your Shavasana for as long as you need, and when you're ready, you can meet us and seal our practice. You can pause your video now. Otherwise, we'll take 3 more breaths. And next time you inhale, wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet and hands side to side. Stretch your arms overhead. And tense and squeeze every muscle. Tight, tight, tight. Hold, stretch, tense, squeeze. Exhale, release. Again, stretch and tense every muscle. Tight, tight, tight. Hold. Flex or point your feet and exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, stretch and tense. Prune face. All tensions, pains, worries go to the hands. And exhale, open your hands and let them go. And know they are in better hands now. When you're ready, move onto your favorite side and lay on a fetal position for a few moments. And check in again with your body, with your breath. You're going to use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. And once on your seated position, you can sit on your props if you want. You can sit cross-legged anywhere, any way you want. You can sit on your chair as well. Bring your hands together in Namaste, shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw, your face. Make sure your knees and hips feel good as you sit up tall. Rub your hands together. Left hand at the center of the chest at a heart level, right hand on top. Interlace your thumbs. Relax your hands against your body. Relax your elbows towards your body. Relax your jaw, your face. Observe. Pay attention to the quality of your breath. We're gonna Om to seal our practice and see if you can feel the vibration of this mantra in your hands. So press your heart center towards your hands and your hands towards your heart center or Anahata chakra. So we call heart center the center of the chest at a heart level. Relax the jaw, the face. One breath together, inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Observe. Inhale to the top of your lungs. Side out. Again. Side out. Last one. Inhale. Let all tension out. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Bring your gaze forward, hands in Namaste. Rub your hands together, shower yourself with your own good vibes, and remember to shake off whatever tensions and stresses you carry around that you don't need anymore. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you feel more balanced. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.